Greetings, everybody. This is Dani from Cradle of Filth, and you're watching Heavy Consequence. Blah.
And one of our bigger stories of the last few months was the story that you were in communication with pop superstar Ed Sheeran. And I think people got a kick out of it, just seeing that split image of you in full makeup next to Ed Sheeran, one of the biggest pop stars, and known for his his catchy songs. And what I guess the question is, what can you tell me as how as far as the latest communication between you and Ed, and is it a really serious go that you guys can eventually collaborate?
Well, the thing is that honestly, I don't really like talking about it because it kind of supersedes and overshadows everything else. Because originally, my friend who works for a magazine guessed as much from just conversations that were being bandied around that he was privy to, and then asked me, and I said, "Well, yeah, I can talk. I'll talk to you about it, but I don't want you to print this because it's not only a bit could be detrimental, but it just might jinx it." And of course, yeah, next, well, not even that. A few hours later, it was at the Bloodstock Festival, and it was, everybody knew about it. But yeah, we have been in contact, and he has Ed's expressed a desire to be part of a song. And we're currently looking at some options, and that's about as far as it's got. He did invite me up to his house. He didn't live very far from me. He lives probably 18 to 20 miles from where I live. So he's in the locality of Suffolk here in England. And I think his story was that he was once coming down to be like a studio, doing work experience. He was going to come to the studio that we were demoing at, and I don't know, make the tea and just see what's going on when he was, like a teenager. And subsequently, we actually moved from that studio to the one we were recording at. And when he found out, he'd okay, fair enough. So he went to work at the Ipswich Borough Council, which is the town which I lived at. And yes, he said in his emails that that was a catalyst to what he is now, because he suddenly realised, fuck this, I don't want a proper job. No way, I'm going to stick with music.
Very cool.
He didn't do too bad at that, did he?
No, he hasn't done bad at all. I think he had maybe the biggest tour ever for a solo artist on record, so not bad at all.
Well, I like, the thing is that the thing that really interests me with that, if we would undertake that, is the juxtaposition between what we do and what he does. And I think it's it would be a challenge to undertake. I mean, I've really favoured that of late. I mean, I've done a guest spot with Bring Me the Horizon, 69 Eyes, and more recently Twisted as well. And on each of those occasions, I've had people, saying to me, like whispers in the ear, "That's not going to work. That's going to be really weird. You shouldn't do that. It's going to be detrimental." And people saying that means I just do the opposite.
I was actually going to ask you about the collaboration with Bring Me the Horizon, because they're a very interesting band. They started out as deathcore, really intense, then metalcore. Now they're almost pop, and it's a very unique evolution for a band. And maybe can you quickly speak about just working with them in general, and then if you would ever think about that path with Cradle of just like going through this complete new direction, and to speak on their decision to do that, even at the height of their fame as a heavier band.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite incredible, really, because obviously I've got the album where my track's on, and my track is definitely the heaviest song on there, and some of it's very, really like some of the works of Prince, and yeah, you just wouldn't associate with the band that first started off as, like you say, deathcore. And Ollie's always been a fan of Cradle of Filth, and I guess he wanted to do a song with me. And originally, the actual video for it was going to just be a lyric video, But much as I do, I hate lyric videos. I know that they're kind of part and parcel of the music industry now, because it's not the money in the music industry to just give people, right, this is your second video, this is your third video, whatever. You know, now it's like, we'll do a lyric video and it will cost literally nothing, but it will still promote the album. And I just hate that. I really do hate it. And Ollie obviously did as well. He wanted to do something that was filmed live, but he wanted to do something that was kind of unique. It was a silly idea, but a really good idea because, again, it's about juxtaposition and opposites. And, you know, it was hilarious to actually film it. And it was cool for my daughter as well. She was massive Bring Me the Horizon fan. So I took her up to meet Ollie and everybody. And she was there. In fact, she's in the video as well, shopping. And that was a real shop. And it was open. And a lot of people were in there. And it was funny just because between takes, I was wandering around, you know, in my full corpse paint and big spiky shit. And just getting the strangest looks. And I was just pretending to shop. And there was a bit that was actually cut out of the video where the producer of the video actually asked the shop owners if he could like get behind the meat counter and start serving. And then I go up and buy something from him. But while he was there, this old woman came up and thought that he was actually, so he was standing there, literally having to serve her because she just didn't believe that he wasn't, you know, so he was out of character completely. And I wish they'd kept that part in there because that was actually, you know, a genuine weird scenario to be in. But yeah, a lot of fun.